expression. Colorful words paint the heart and the soul. Author's personality, mirror hung, is a nameless word. The different language is a different vision. We, literary club members, are pleased to highlight the beauty of expressions and literature laurels.
Literature impresses us through the diction and loving gesture. One language sets you in a corridor for life. Two languages open every door along the way. Let us seek the blessings of God Almighty to make every endeavor expressive. Prayer is a breeze that invokes the responsibility to worship every deed you are engrossed in through the rhythm of prayer.
With the blessing bestowed upon us by our well-wishers is a shower of blessing in itself. The thought to thrive well, the job of expression, the desire to dream, daring to soar higher with the loving hands of our endeared ones is a vital at every point of passionate propaganda. We now invite our dear sister, Principal Archana, for the words of God. Thank you.
Let's listen the word of God on parable of the talents. The parable of the talents. For it is as if a man going on a journey summoned his slaves and entrusted his property to them. To one he gave 5 talents, to another 2, to another one, to each according to his ability. Then he went away. The one who had received the 5 talents went off at once and traded with them and made 5 more talents. In the same way, the one who had the 2 talents made 2 more talents. But the one who had received the 1 talent went off and dug a hole in the ground and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those slaves came and settled accounts with them. Then the one who had received the 5 talents came forward, bringing 5 more talents, saying, Master, You handed over to me 5 talents. See, I have made 5 more talents. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy slave. You have been trustworthy in a few things, and I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. And the one with the 2 talents also came forward, saying, Master, you handed over to me 2 talents. See, I have made 2 more talents. His master said to him, Well done, good and trustworthy slave. You have been trustworthy in few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Enter into the joy of your master. Then the one who had received the 1 talent also came forward, saying, Master, I knew that you were a harsh man, reaping where you did not sow, and gathering where you did not scatter seed. So I was afraid, and I went and hid your talent in the ground. Here you have what is yours. But his master replied, You wicked and lazy slave, you knew, did you, that I reap where I did not sow, and gather where I did not scatter? Then you ought to have invested my money with the bankers, and on my return, I would have received what was my own with interest. So take the talent from him and give it to the one with the 10 talents. For to all those who have, more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But from those who have nothing, even what they have will be taken away. As for this worthless slave, throw him into the outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. I think this is the right parable for this occasion, because the literary club has come up with, they are going to make their prayer service. So the word of God speaks about this tenants, master who went for a journey, entrusting his talents to different people, to the different slaves. So that is, we need to connect it with our life. God Almighty is the master here. And God has entrusted all of us with many talents. The talents here, 5 talents. To some it is given 5 talents, to some maybe 2, to other maybe 1. You may be comparing sometimes, you have less talents. But some may be saying, I have more talents. But all that depends what you do with it. There is an account to be taken of the talents given to you. So you need to understand God has been gracious enough to entrust you all with different talents. You have many, many talents in you. Talents of your abilities. Talents means the ability that are given to you. You are given talent for maybe for good speaking, or maybe for good at studies, some maybe for singing, dancing. There are many talents that are given to you. So all of us are expected to double it, not to hide it. The one slave who got 1 talent, what did he do? He hid it. And so we need to understand what I do with my talents given. So let us all work on our talents and be a trustworthy slave. Not slave here, for you, a trustworthy student. So that the master will be happy to entrust you many more. So Literary Club is happy to present their thoughts and their activities. I'm happy to welcome them. So let's witness them and enjoy this prayer service. Thank you. God bless you.
Greetings to Sister Principal Archana, dear teachers, bookworms, and wordsmiths. Welcome to this literary gathering in the digital age, where words meet the modern world. In a time where storytelling transcends the confines of pages and ink,
We gather today to celebrate the classic fusion of literature with cutting edge technology. As we embark on this literary journey, let's ensure our e-readers are charged and our minds even more so. Our shared love for the written word unites us, and I'm eager to witness the exchange of ideas, the exploration of new narratives, and the evolution of literature in the 21st century. So, without further ado, let's log in, connect with our fellow bibliophiles, and embark on a quest to the vast realms of modern storytelling. Welcome, everyone, to the digital library of endless adventures and ideas. Ladies and gentlemen, and distinguished guests, welcome to our prestigious dance performance. We are honored to have you here this morning. As we commerce a morning of elegance and artistry. I kindly invite you to take your seats, unwind, and prepare to embark on a captivating journey with our accomplished dancers.
Kirdaka junuta, dimta, kirdaka junuta, dimta, kirdaka junuta, dumta. Dhum ta na 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 na, dhum ta na 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 na, dhum agappa.
Dum da na na de ra na 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 dum magasa.
Ragda dum da 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 di ra na 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 na.
Da da gra da dum da da gra da dum da gra da dum da na 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 de ra na 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 dum.
Kirta na di ra na, gama gama ma gama ba ma ga sa ni sa. Kirta na di ra na, gama gama ma gama ba ma ga sa ni sa. Kirta na di ra na, gama gama ma gama ba ma ga sa ni sa. Come on now, follow my lead. Come on now, follow my lead. Gama ba ma gama ma, gama ba ma gama sa. Gama ba ma gama ma, gama ba ma gama sa. Gama ba ni pa gama ma, gama ba ma gama sa. Gama ba sa gama ma. I'm in love with your body. Why, 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 why?
Niri ba ma ba ga re sa ni.
Why, 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 why?
Pa ni sa sa pa ni sa sa pa ni sa sa.
Why, 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 why?
Ga re ni sa ba ga re sa ni da ba.
Why, 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 why?
An exuberating performance it was. Can we have a huge round of applause for this? Today is a literary confluence. We've gathered here to celebrate the literary passion, whether it is Hindi, English, French, or Sanskrit. We communicate with the beauty of diction to express our emotions. Languages, our cultures, it paints our feelings with the hue of diction and beautiful rhythm. Let us stretch our hands to follow the vision, mission, and goal of Literary Club. I call upon Unnati, Manasvi, and Sia for administering the oath.
We are happy to share our mission, vision, and goal of Literary Club. The vision of our Literary Club is enriching the cognitive development of every member of the club to envisage better communication skills, exploring the various opportunities available for inter-school competitions, and promoting the students in oratory and writing skill, elaborating the significance of language and expression.
The mission of our literary club is unfolding the beauty of expression with intonation and rubrics, keeping the classic rules intact, guiding the pupils to turn into excellent and vibrant orators to boost up self-confidence.
The goals of the Literary Club are to expand the class of interest in their thoughts to love the genre of literature, to create a rostrum for the students to express their views with clarity, to inculcate the value of expression and respecting decorum, to help them emerge into thoughtful and resourceful pupils.
Words are expressions. The words spring from the deep core with a flow of emotions. Emotions are best expressed with the power of words. Words can take the consensus through expressions. It urges the people to be good listeners with wonderful thoughts. Language is not a barrier. It connects people. So let us enjoy this war of words with Ishika and Aisha. I also invite Vandana Ma'am, the moderator for today's debate show.
So here we have Aisha and Ishika Lakera speaking on the topic. Language can never be a barrier for effective communication today. So both of them will be presenting their ideas. Let's warm up ourselves for a very hot debate. Here we go.
Good morning, trustee and dignitaries, dear teachers, my fellow Carmelites, our moderator, Vandana ma'am, and my worthy opponent. I today stand before you all to affirm a powerful truth that language can never be a barrier for human effective communication. A force that transcends the barriers of language, unifying the hearts and minds of linguistic boundaries and all the people across the world. Yes, language in its myriad forms is not a barricade, it's rather a bridge that connects us with one another to understanding, empathy, emotions, and collaborations. Well, think back about the times when you were in a foreign land. Yes, surrounded by unfamiliar people, surrounded by unfamiliar cultures, traditions, and surrounded by unfamiliar words. Did you not feel profound a desire to decode the melodies of a new tongue? Well, this is when we realize that language is not a wall, it's a gateway to a whole new world. Consider the tales of Emily Dickinson. Yes, a well-known poet. Her verses penned down in solitude, transferred to different continents, transcending the linguistic boundaries, and still touching our readers' hearts all across the world. And with all of these factors, how can we forget about the symphony of music? And I believe that the symphony of music is one of the best examples that defines that language can never be a barrier for effective communication. Because you see, singers, songwriters, and music composers, all of them can express their feelings. They can express their emotions, they can express their thoughts and opinions and whatnot. And in this realm of technology, we got so much of developed AIs, we got developed apps, translating tools, through which it again makes advanced, effective communication possible. And with all of these factors, in conclusion, I would like to end my presentation by saying that language can never be a barrier. Language can never be a wall. It is a bridge. It is a gateway to a whole new world where you can connect yourself with one another through empathy, emotions, respect, honor, dignity, and collaborations. Lastly, I would like to thank you all for listening to me so patiently.
Well spoken. Well, Aisha, do you have any question to ask Ishita?
I have a question. So, in fields like medicine or law, where precise communication is required, can you argue that language barriers do not impede the effectiveness of communication and can be completely overcome?
Well, thank you for that question, my worthy opponent. Look, if you talk about these technical terms within these medical fields and law fields, you see that in all these fields that technical terms are strictly prohibited to that certain area among the doctors and among the lawyers. Just for example, a doctor comes to you, so he would use euphemisms. He will use a simple language for you to define that what the actual problem is. He won't just come to you and say that you got pneumonia, ultramicroscopic pneumoconiosis. No, he won't say that. He would rather say that you got a lung disease caused by silica dust. That thing, that whole specific term, he will justify it to you to a simpler form. He will translate that thing. And likewise in this law field. So I don't feel that language over here is a barrier. Because doctors and lawyers can actually translate all those complex terms into simple one. Thank you for that question.
I think the question is well answered. Now it's Aisha's turn to present her views.
Good morning to esteemed dignitaries, respected teachers, my fellow Carmelites, our moderator Vandana ma'am, and my worthy opponent. Today, I stand before you to argue against the notion that language can never be a barrier to effective communication. While language is a remarkable tool that humans use to communicate, express their ideas and emotions, it can also cause inherent challenges which lead to communicational breakdowns. I will present my claim by 3 arguments. Firstly, the ambiguity of language can be a significant barrier to effective communication. Words contain several meanings and connotations, which can lead to misinterpretations. For example, a simple word like run could mean jogging, managing a company, or an abrupt escape depending on the context. Such ambiguity can lead to confusions and misunderstandings, which can undermine the clarity of the message being conveyed. Secondly, cultural and linguistic diversity. People from all over this globalized world come together to communicate. Now, misunderstandings may be born on the basis of cultural references, idioms, or even gestures. This diversity often necessitates the use of interpreters or translators, which adds another layer of potential error into the communication process. Lastly, language can be manipulated or misused to deceive or manipulate others. The power of persuasion and rhetoric can be used to distort information, making it challenging to discern the truth. Advertisements, political speeches, and propaganda are glaring examples of language being used to obfuscate the message rather than clarify it. In conclusion, I would like to say that while language is a fundamental tool for humans, its inherent ambiguity, cultural diversity, and potential for misuse can lead to it being a big communication barrier. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a very well presented speech or debate. Now I would like to ask Ishika if you have any question for Aisha.
Well, I do have a question. So, if you're really that much against language, if you really say that language is a barrier, then what are your views about right to speech? Because look, all across the world, the problems are actually solving through languages. We can connect with each other. In fact, the debates right now, which we are doing, is through a language through which we are communicating. So how can you say that language is a barrier over here? So what are your views about it?
Thank you for that question. Now, everyone has the right to speech, but I strongly argue that language can still be a barrier to effective communication. When people from different backgrounds come together to solve problems, to debate, or to communicate, their cultural differences can cause misunderstandings and confusions more than clarity. This debate between us today is so easy as we speak the same language and we come from the same culture. Hence, I would like to say that language can still cause a lot of issues and more problems than solutions. Thank you.
Wow, outstanding. I think both of these girls have really performed well. And I think each one of you have the ability to speak as good as they were on the stage. It takes a lot of determination and grit to stand here. So far as my opinion is concerned, I think language is definitely the effective tool, effective means to which we can communicate across the globe. Also, it has certain barriers, certain shortcomings, I think, but then those barriers can be overcome. They can be overcome by non-verbal cues, some empathy, your proper modulation and intonation, I think. Like, for example, I would just like to state one example, like if you say a sentence like this, let's eat grandma. And if I say, let's eat grandma, there's a difference in the meaning. All right? I hope you understand what I mean. So the language, intonation and modulation is very important. Right from the times of human existence, language had been the part and parcel of them. And I think there are around 7,000 languages in the world which are spoken across the world, and we are not expected to speak those 7,000, but we can master at least one language in which we can create effective and meaningful connections across the globe. I think language empowers you, it enriches you. Language is a culture, it's a tool through which we can know the culture of the people, to know from where they're coming and where we are going to. It is the mind, it's the light of the mind. It's the heart and the soul of human life. So I think all goes to language. And all applauses to these girls. I need a thundering round of applause for this beautiful debate presenter. Thank you.
Good morning to one and all present here. Today we are going to present a Julius Caesar act, a well-known act by Shakespeare. So Julius Caesar was a Roman statesman and a military leader who lived in the 1st century BCE.
He played a pivotal role in the transformation of Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. Caesar's military brought him immense popularity and power. Crossing the Rubicon River in 43 BCE, he ignited a civil war that culminated in his ascendancy to a dictator for life. While his reforms and ambitious visions for Rome were admired by many, they also stoked fears among some fractions in the Senate. This led to his assassination on the Ides of March in 44 BCE. Despite his untimely death, Caesar's legacy endures through the significant mark he left on Roman history and the enduring influence of his name in the annals of leadership and power. Presenting Julius Caesar Act 2 and Scene 2.
Good morning, everyone. We, literary members, are very delighted to present a vital scene from Julius Caesar. This scene reveals and gives us the message that believing in superstitions is not that good, but trusting in intuitions may sometimes be favorable. This is the classic scene that has the classic diction. The popular dialogue impresses the readers. Cowards die many times before their death. The valiant never taste of death but once. Caesar wanders through his house in his nighting dress, kept awake by his wife Calpurnia's nightmare, and sends a servant to bid a priest to offer a sacrifice. Calpurnia enters and insists Caesar not to leave the house after so many bad signs. Caesar rebukes her, who had never seen bad omens before. Speak, what happened earlier that night? Dead men walked. Ghosts wandered in the city. A lioness gave birth on the street, and the lightning shattered the sky. These signs portend true danger. Caesar cannot afford to ignore them, so let us witness this scene from Julius Caesar.
Nor heaven nor earth have been at peace tonight. Thrice hath Carmel cried in her sleep, Help, oh, they murder Caesar, who's within? My lord, go with the priest to present a sacrifice and bring their opinions of success. I will, my lord.
What mean you, Caesar? Think you to walk forth? You shall not stir out of your house today.
Caesar shall fought the things that never threatened him, never looked but on my back. When they shall see the face of Caesar, they vanished.
When beggars die, there are no comments seen. The heavens themselves blaze for the death of the prince.
Cowards die many times before their death, but the valiant never but taste the death but once. Of all the wonders yet I've heard, it seems the most strange that death, a necessary end, will come when it will come.
Alas, my lord, your wisdom is consumed in your confidence. Do not go forth today, call it my fear and not yours. We shall send Mark Antony to the Senate house, and he shall say that you are not well today. Let me, upon my knee, prevail this.
Mark Antony shall say, and not well, for thy humor I will stay at home. Enters Decius. All hail. Good morrow, Caesar. I come here to fetch you to the Senate house. And you have come in a very happy time to bear my greetings to the senators. Tell them I will not come. Cannot is false, and I dare not is even falser. I will not come. Tell them so, Decius.
Say, he is sick today.
Shall Caesar send a lie? Haven't I in conquest outstretched my arm so far to be afeared to tell the greybeards the truth? I will not come. Tell them so, Decius. Most mighty Caesar, let me know some cause, lest I'd be laughed at when I tell them. The cause is in my will and I will not come today. This is enough to satisfy the Senate, but for a private satisfaction, as you are a good friend of mine. Calpurnia, here my wife, stays me at home. She dreamt tonight, she saw my statue, which like a fountain, with 100 spouts, then ran pure blood. Many lusty and smiling Romans bathed their hands in it. And these does she apply for warnings and evil presents, and on her knees heart begged that I'll stay at home today. The dream is all misinterpreted. It was a vision, fair and fortunate. Your statues spouting blood in many pipes, in which smiling Roman breath signifies that from you, great Rome shall suck reviving blood. And this way you have well explained it. I have, when you have heard what I can say, and let it know, Caesar. The Senate have concluded to give this day a crown to mighty Caesar, and if I tell them that you will not come, their minds may change. Perhaps it were a mock, apt to be rendered for someone to say, break up the Senate till another time, when Caesar's wife shall meet with better dreams. Will someone not say, is Caesar afraid? How foolish your fear seems now, Calpurnia. I am ashamed I did heal them. Now give me my robe, for I will go.
Greetings to everyone. I stand before you as Mark Antony, a close ally to our beloved Julius Caesar. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them, and the good is often turned with the bone, so let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus had told you that Caesar was ambitious. If it was so, it was a grievous fault. And grievously, as Caesar answered it. Here, under the leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, so are they all honorable men. Come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He had brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did general coffers fill. Did this, and Caesar seemed ambitious? When the poor had cried, Caesar had wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says Caesar was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. And you all did see on Lupercal that thrice presented him the kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure he is an honorable man. And I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak that I do know that all did love him once, not without a cause. So what cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to the brutish beast, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till he comes back to me.
What a classic enactment it was. Languages are cultures. It paints our feelings with a hue of diction and beautiful rhythm. The patriots are welcomed in the Memoir through noble deeds that fill them with this bliss of solidarity. A nation is a precious gift to us, it makes us feel proud. Let us enjoy this language lyrical didactic song. Ladies and gentlemen, be ready for an enthralling sonorous symphony.
It calls in the friendship. It has the grandiloquent romance of bliss and love. It clasps the dawning diction through literary tools and symbolism. The ornamentation scene in the casket test of Bassanio is a quintessence. How deceptive the outward show can be is beautifully showcased. Even the gilded tombs can have worms. Bassanio tells about the outward ornamentation that may not be trustworthy.
Portia shines with her witty sense and her love for Bassanio. Her solicitude is sensed through various instances in the scene where she proves herself to be an obedient daughter. Her saintly approach by her cognizance. The relationship between the two is sensed through various instances where they portray themselves as worthy lord and mistress. Let us witness Portia and Bassanio from Merchant of Venice, played by Kratars and Shambhavi.
This instance from the Merchant of Venice shows the inner choice of casket, how Bassanio shows the dangers of judging by appearances, which is one of the central themes of the play. The crisp, snaky golden locks, the dowry of a second head, the beards of Hercules all symbolize how outward ornament is deceptive. It is like the attractive but the treacherous seashore that leads people into perilous waters. It rejects the gold cascade, saying that the world is still deceived with ornament, while the silver he deems pale in common grudge between man and man. Instead, he picks the unattractive Meghril lead casket, which he opens to reveal Portia's portrait, along with the poem congratulating him on his choice and confirming that he has won Portia's hand. The dead casket, which neither threatens than promises anything that attracts Bassanio more than the impressive appearances of other caskets with the forceful inscriptions. So may the outward shows be beasts themselves. The world is still deceived with ornament. In law, what please to taint and corrupt, but being seasoned with a gracious voice, obscures the show of evil. In religion, what damned error, but some sober robe, well blessed, and approved with the text, hiding the grossness with a fair ornament. No, there's no wise or simple, but assume some mark or virtue of his outward parts. How many cowards or zards and all his faults as stays of sand, wear yet upon the chins the beards of Hercules and frowning Mars, who inward searched have livers white as milk, and these assume but wailers as clement, to render them to doubted. Look on beauty, and you shall see its purchase with a weight, which there invokes a miracle in nature, making them lightest that weighs most of it. And so are those crisp, snaky golden locks, which make such wanton gambles with the wind. Upon supposed fairness, often known to the dowry of the second head, the skull that bred them in the sepulchre. This ornament is but the gilded show to a most dangerous sea, the beauteous star, wheeling in Indian beauty in a world. The seeming truth which cunning time is put on to entrap the wisest, therefore thou gaudy gold, hard food for Midas. I will none of thee, nor none of thee, thou pale and common grudge between man and man, but thou Meghril, which rather threatenest than thoughts promise aught. Thy paleness moves me more than eloquence, and here choose I. Joy be the consequence. Ladies and gentlemen, the message for you all, remember, is look beyond the ornate exterior to discover the true value within, which could be a key to your path. Thank you so much.
The scene takes place in the court of Venice. Portia is disguised as Balthazar. The emphasis is on the quality of mercy. The quality of mercy is not strained. It droppeth like the gentle rain from heaven. It is the blessing from heaven. The place upon is twice blessed. It blesseth him who gives and him who takes. It is the mightiest in the mightiest. It becomes the throned monarch better than his crown. His scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attributes of awe and majesty. Wherein doth sit the dread and fear of the king, but mercy is above the scepter's sway. It is enthroned in the hearts of the kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And earthly power then show like his gods when mercy seasons justice. Therefore, Jew, though justice be thy plea, consider this, that in course of justice none of us should see salvation. We all do
pray for mercy, and that same prayer God teach us to render the same good deeds of mercy. I have thus spoken much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which, if thou follow this strict code of Venice, must needs a sentence against the Jew there. Thank you.
Our artists truly personify the characters of Bassanio and Portia flawlessly. So let us give them a huge round of applause, everybody. The language laurels continue to inspire us with the literary fragrance. Let us enjoy the scent of the beautiful and inspiring life of the Nightingale of India, Sarojini Naidu, through the Stittentat with Parina and Vedant.
The person that I'm talking to today is someone who has been a quintessence in the domains of Indian freedom struggle. She has won accolades for her poetry, her patriotic fervor, her social concerns, and her administrative skill. We popularly address her as the Nightingale of India. So please welcome the legendary Sarojini Naidu on Tea with a Twist. Please have a seat, ma'am. I don't remember having studied Indian history ever without your charismatic references. Ma'am, you're as indelible to Indian history as fragrance is to a flower. You have a list of poetries to your honor. Our audience wishes to know about your childhood days and how were you inspired to write such lyrical poems.
Well, Vedant, my father wanted me to become a real adept at English. I was stubborn and refused to speak it. So, one day, when I was 11 years old, my father punished me. The only time I was ever punished by shutting me in my own room.
Oh my God, you were punished, ma'am.
I did not suffer the agony of claustrophobia, nor weep or sulk. Instead, I did smiled determinedly to become really proficient in English.
Amazing, ma'am. Truly amazing. Ma'am, so was your father the motivating factor in the whole process?
Yes, my father wanted me to become a mathematician, but the poetic instinct I inherited from him and from my mother proved to be stronger. So one day, when I was 13 years old, I was sighing over a summerful gem. Oh, it just wouldn't come right. But instead, a whole poem came to me suddenly. I wrote it down. From that day, my poetic career began. At the age of 13, I wrote a long poem, Allah, Lady of the Lake, 1300 lines in 6 days.
Incredible, ma'am. Truly incredible, ma'am. Wonderful. Ma'am, so there's one question in my mind that our audience wishes to know about. How did you meet Dr. Naidu?
Well, Vedant, one day, Dr. Naidu definitely came to my house and asked for my hand in marriage.
Oh my God.
My father was astounded and thundered, "Does my daughter know about this?" "No," replied Dr. Naidu. Well, what happened after that became a story.
We know, yes. Ma'am, it is also said that you wrote about Indian soldiers being brutally killed in the war.
Yes, a gift of India. You see, that was the time when Indian soldiers were brutally killed by the British rulers as they were sent to the forefront of the war. At times, they had no proper burial, even though while the corpse of a British officer was acknowledged and honored. This was a matter of deep sorrow that we lost so many stalwart men in the Great War.
Ma'am, it is also said that you returned the title of Kesari Hind given to you by the British government.
Well, I was given the title of Kesari Hind in 1913 for organizing the flood relief work by the British government. I returned it in the protest after the Jallianwala Bagh massacre.
Incredible, ma'am. Totally wonderful, ma'am. Ma'am, so there's one last question in my mind. What are your views on the youth nowadays?
Well, Vedant, today's techno-savvy youth is smart, although the challenges are smarter still.
Youth today should be able to handle the deluge of information available to them. Technology is a companion that all of a sudden turns out to be a monster, ready to swallow your peace and isolate you. Contradictions are yet alike in this age. Youth is the face of the country, and I'm sure that our face is bright. Thank you. Such an enriching conversation to sneak peek into the life of honorary Nightingale of India. Thank you for being with us on our show, Tea with a Twist.
This is when the Nightingale of India, Parina Agarwal, who personified Sarojini Naidu.
And so now I take this opportunity to congratulate the literary club teachers for bringing up all the classical characters here. And it was I think the students are enticed now to get into this language class. The teachers have given them a kind of enticement with all the classical personality brought here on the stage, and with a great message too. So from all the characters, like for the Julius Caesar, you got the message. And from Merchant of Venice, how Portia and Bassanio has also presented, and the Sarojini Naidu. So where she also says about how you need to be taking need not be the snare of the monster that is in you. So let us all be happy about the presentation today, and also just one, as the club would again insist on, to be or not to be, it's your decision. So to take a great decision, to make all efforts that you will also one day be shining characters here on the stage, in life and in society, serving the society with all the goodness that God has entrusted you with. So once again congratulate all the teachers who were preparing the children to be on the stage here. I'm very happy about the language teachers and the standard of language, and you be proud of being ICSE students, because you are being open to the classical language, to the great writers, the ancient writers. You are all being introduced and taught, and so be proud of being into this board, in ICSE board. So once again, congratulating the teachers and the students for the great performance here. And though it's a long time, I think you must have enjoyed the show here. The debate also was very good, and the dance and the performance, everything was very excellently performed.
Suprabhatam, Sarvebhya Namaha. Kemi vayam janit, ka bhasha ati prachina, samriddha shastrya cha. Am, nihasanshay. इयम् अस्माकं देवभाषा सुरवाणी अमरवाणी संस्कृतमेव एषा व्याकरणेन भाषाजनानां संस्कारप्रदायिनी संस्कृतवाङ्मयं विश्ववाङ्मये स्वस्य अद्वितीयं स्थानम् अलङ्करोति मोक्षात्मका अस्याः भाषायाः महता अतासी गुर्जर कक्षा सप्तमी ब छात्रा वृत्तरूपेण प्रस्तुतं करोति एहि पश्य
जगति सर्वमानवा पाठयेम संस्कृतं जगति सर्वमानवा
प्रापयेम भारतं सपदि परमवैभवम्
सपदि परमवैभवम् पाठयेम संस्कृतं जगति सर्वमानवा
प्रापयेम भारतं सपदि परमवैभवम्
सपदि परमवैभवम्
दर्शनम्
धर्मसेवकत्वमेव शास्त्रतत्त्वचिन्तनम्
स्नेहशक्तिशीलशौर्यदेशभक्तिभूषितम्
साधयेम शीघ्रमेव कार्यकर्तृमण्डलम् पाठयेम संस्कृतम्
उच्चनीचजातिराज्यभेदभावकारणम्
सामरस्य वर्धनेन शान्तिपूर्णजीवनम्
कालयोग्यमेतदेव मोक्षदायि दर्शनम् पाठयेम संस्कृतम्
Dance. It is the music of the heart and the body. Our gestures and expressions turn out to be the most beautiful beats. It comprehends the lyrics in a better way in dance. The language of the body is dance. It fuses with the fervency of the artist to feel the beauty in the bold moves. Let's enjoy this dance.
Look who we are the dreamers, we make it happen, guess we believe it. Look who we are the dreamers, we make it happen, cause we can see it. Cause to the one that keep the passion, respect, oh yeah. It's to the one that can imagine, respect, oh yeah. Gather round now, look at me. Respect and love the only way. If you wanna come with me. The door is open every day. This 1+2 rendezvous, all invited. This what we do, how we do. Look who we are the dreamers, we make it happen, guess we believe it. Look who we are the dreamers, we make it happen, cause we can see it. Cause to the one that keep the passion, respect, oh yeah. It's to the one that can imagine, respect, oh yeah. We are the dreamers, we make it happen, guess we believe it. Look who we are the dreamers, we make it happen.